Greetings, YouTube. It is Esper. Today I'm going to be reviewing Tiwidu, Village on the Verge. This is a role-playing game supplement written by William Tucker. It's an 85-page PDF that details a village in a fantasy setting. This includes a map, local history, descriptions of over 120 homes and locations inside the village walls, as well as NPCs, quests, plots, and rumors. A GM could purchase this PDF and transplant the village of Tiwidu right into his campaign setting, or he could extract ideas from it for town locations, NPCs. I must point out that this supplement is intended for the Hackmaster RPG, which I have not played. However, Tiwidu could be adapted for D&D, Pathfinder, whichever system you prefer, by swapping out system-specific components. For example, Location 16 is the shop of Wilnehala, an elven bowyer, and even though I do not have expertise with this particular game system, it's easy to see that this NPC is a chaotic good elf fighter. She wields both bow and blade. She is brave. She is skilled as an appraiser and a crafter. She is merciless, quick-tempered, racist, and sterile. This alone may be enough to run her, though if I did need a stat block, these details would get me pointed immediately in the right direction. Another example is Location 28. This is a beetle-infested house, which has a small associated quest. The encounter references 5 giant beetles, 55 experience points. Again, I have not played Hackmaster, but anyone with even the smallest amount of gamer sense can recognize this is a low-level encounter. We're talking about an infestation of giant vermin in a single abandoned house in a village. I can open up my Dungeon Master's Guide, look at the monsters by challenge rating. Right away I have options. Giant rats, sturges, giant centipedes, giant wolf spiders, even an insect swarm could work. The setting is fairly flexible as well. It has the touches of medieval Europe along with the modern sensibilities that most gamers are familiar with. If you play Hackmaster, or if you're willing to put in some effort, the supplement should fit into your campaign with relative ease. The sheer amount of writing that went into Tiwidu is impressive. As I mentioned, there are more than 120 unique locations contained within the village. You get the names, professions, descriptions, and general affairs of the NPCs in every single house. I really appreciate this attention to detail, as it brings the fantasy world to life. The setting is full of people with their own lives, aspirations, and stories. You get the local glass blower and the sand patch out back of his shop, the cheese maker who has a secret life and agenda, the tavern and the town hall, the Earl's Manor, the spice merchant, the graveyard, the soap maker. It's evident that much work went into crafting Tiwidu. Each location begins with a description that can be read aloud. While these boxes are definitely useful, I have to admit I did grow weary of the same sounding verbiage used in the opening line of each of the descriptions. This wattle and daub building, this wide, single-story wattle and daub structure, this wattle and daub shop, this large building. While there are spots that could use editing or strengthened grammar, the writing is very clear. The content is easy to follow and understand, and the author struck a good balance of flavor and actionable storylines. In other words, not only does Tiwidu set a good stage, it gives you plenty of things to do with it. I would have liked to see a little bit more strength when it comes to some of the NPCs' motivations and goals, traction to engage the players or show them some more fire to play with. That said, I gladly rate Tiwidu high in terms of setting and sandbox appeal. Aside from the quests and plots woven throughout it, there are plenty of seeds that a GM or curious player could expand upon. Tiwidu begins with a foreword penned by Willie Walsh, an Irishman who recounts anecdotes of life growing up in and around rural Ireland. The real-world references may or may not suit your taste in a fantasy product, but I personally appreciated reading the foreword. It provided a context and a sense of understanding and appreciation of life in a village or a small town. The cover art and illustrations feature a more traditional style. Drawings, plates, and paintings depict peasant life in a medieval or Renaissance-type setting. And they tend to have a classic look. Personally, I truly enjoyed this aspect of the supplement. This is partly because I appreciate history, and I believe fantasy is stronger when informed by world history. And this is also partly because I am quite jaded with much of modern fantasy art, in which the popular style is overproduced, over the top, and contrived. My only solid criticism of the art direction is the lack of apparent credits. There is a single line in the PDF giving credit, which reads, "Illustration on page 24 by Aaron Hayes." This particular illustration is decent, but it clashes and contrasts against the masterful quality of old world artwork that fills the rest of the pages. I'm unclear if the uncredited images are from some sort of public domain, but as an artist and a lover of art, I am disappointed that no respect or mentioning was given to the dedicated souls who composed the many phenomenal drawings and paintings. The maps in the PDF are definitely more basic, though they are very clear. Again, there is somewhat of a clash of style when compared to the rich, archaic illustrations. This is not a major gripe in any way, but it was a small stumbling point for my mind and my eyes. Two features that I especially appreciate with Tiwidu, Village on the Verge, are the list of NPCs and the rumors. The NPC index provides the names and a quick description of each major NPC, which is a helpful reference. Expanding from this index is a table to generate a random group of onlookers from the village NPCs. Check out this line. "Tiwidu is a living, breathing town, and its inhabitants do not merely stay in their homes waiting for the PCs to interact with them." I really value this sort of attempt to encourage gamers to break free from the passive video game mode so many have been molded into. The rumor table is another superb part of the PDF. Yet again, we see writer William Tucker's dedicated creativity shining through. The rumors span 3 full pages and add both character and story potential for developing plots. For those that play Hackmaster, this is a great supplement. It simultaneously fleshes out a location within the Kalamar Empire and delivers content for adventuring. For everyone who plays other systems, there are a great many ideas to populate or seed your own fantasy world. It will largely be a question of personal preference. One person may enjoy going through this supplement with a fine-toothed comb and converting it to D&D or other system. Another person may just want to extract some ideas to flesh out one of his own settlements. Another person still may dislike having to spend any additional effort and simply want a product that is ready to play as is. Overall, I give a thumbs up to Tiwidu, Village on the Verge. For the inexpensive price of $8.99, it's hard to ask for much more. Be sure to check out the link in the video description if you want to pick up a copy for your own game. Also note that there are 3 companion products already published, each of which are adventures that correlate with Tiwidu and the region. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for all sorts of RPG and fantasy storytelling content. May your adventures be many, my friends.